on. Can you see?
Lay down or you get bit by a police dog. Lay down or you'll get bit by a police dog.
Hey man, I don't want to get shot.
Listen to command and you won't get bit by a police dog.
My hands are right here, buddy. But I don't consent to any searches or seizures of my property. You can see I'm legal.
Okay.
Easy, easy. I'm not resisting.
Not resisting. Good job. Good job.
I'm not resisting.
No, you're not.
Watch my hands. Again, I don't consent to the seizure of my taser. Perfectly legal to carry in California.
But I'd like to share a little bit of information with you.
Feel free.
I need to get your name and information.
No, you don't.
Because I need to write a report. You're threatening to sue all my officers, and I have to document it.
No.
Okay?
You want my name? My attorney will provide it at a future date.
Okay, we can't do that.
Yes, you can. I'm not suspected of a crime.
I have no guarantee that you're going to provide that information, and I have to document this incident because you're threatening to sue everybody.
And you are suspected of a crime, sir. I said
no. I'm not.
Right?
Did you investigate?
That's what we're doing.
All right, do that. Do that. Are we done? Did you figure it out?
We have officers up there.
Hold on. We're not done investigating. Part of this investigation is we need to identify you.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do, because
once I'm placed under arrest for a crime, I will provide my information.
Okay.
Until that point, I don't have to give you jack shit.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I need to figure out if you're a prohibited possessor of a
taser. Being a felon or a prohibited person is not a default. Brown v. Texas.
I didn't say.
It's not a.
I didn't say you're a felon. There's other restrictions on possessing a taser.
But it's not. It's not.
There's other restrictions about possessing.
Sure, but it falls under the same category. It's not a default status.
Okay.
You can't just assume.
Would you like to argue in this position?
Let me ask you a question. You answer it honestly, and maybe I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do you have any possible evidence or reasonable belief that I'm a prohibited person? Any type of prohibited person? Do you have any possible information to your or knowledge right now that makes you suspect that I'm a prohibited person?
No.
Okay. Exactly. So what are we doing here?
But you're in possession.
It doesn't matter. You have to have a reasonable belief that I'm a prohibited person. You have to have information at your disposal. Reasonable suspicion is classified as that. It's not just, I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious.
No.
It's reasonable suspicion of a crime committed, about to commit, or has committed. As far as being a prohibited person, it's not a default status.
We have reasonable suspicion that you're in possession of a weapon in public. And we have the right to stop.
Which is legal in California.
We have the right to stop and confirm that you're in legal possession of the weapon. We can sit here and go round and round, but this is what we do every day.
Okay, just digging deeper. Just digging deeper.
Because the alternative is, I'll have my officers take you to our jail, we fingerprint you, and we identify you that way.
Sweet!
We could avoid that.
No! I want you to do that.
Why would you want
Because you'd be violating my fucking Fourth Amendment!
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. Call your city attorney. Have you called your city attorney yet?
You are in possession of a weapon in a public place.
Have you called your city attorney?
I have not.
Then I bet you, I would tread carefully and get his advice.
This is what I'm doing. I'm treading carefully.
And you make sure you tell him the facts.
I'm trying to work with you.
Man on a public sidewalk legally carrying a taser.
And it's our responsibility to make sure you are in legal possession of it.
Nope.
Okay?
Nope.
Yes.
No. No. Unless you have some information to your knowledge or belief that I am a prohibited person, you can't go off of that.
I'd really like to just be able to get you on your way.
The whole thing is, I'm sure the investigation's over. Now you're just digging in because you want my ID.
Yes, I need to document this incident.
So I'm still being detained because you want my ID.
Yes.
And if I give you ID, I can leave right now.
Yeah. Once we get done getting all the information
so the only reason I'm still in handcuffs is because you want my ID.
Because we are in the process of trying to determine if you're in legal possession of a weapon in public. Okay?
That's the only reason I'm still detained.
Yes.
And if I give you my ID,
I'm going to write a report.
You're going to write a report.
I'm going to make sure. I'm going to make sure you don't fall under any of the categories that say you can't have a taser in public.
Has anybody told you that I was on the school property over there?
Nobody has.
So you don't suspect me?
I don't suspect you of being on the school property.
The only reason I'm still in handcuffs is you want my ID for your report.
So I can document this whole incident.
Thank you.
Okay?
End the story. Let me know when I can go. Can I stand up?
Yes, let's do that. Here, let's get done with this. All right?
Stand me up. Help me up.
Now, can we just get finished with this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Can I write your name down?
I'm ready.
Are you going to give me your name?
No, I thought we were going to the jail.
No. I thought we were going to exchange information and...
No, I'm ready. Let's go. If I'm being placed under arrest for identification only purposes, you just admitted. You just admitted. That's the only reason I'm still in cuffs. Is because you want my identification when I haven't violated any laws. You show me a California statute that says I must ID when detained. Make sure it says the word detained. I'm ready to go.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I just want to go.
I'd like to exchange information. You asked for our names and badge numbers. I'm willing to give it to you. I'd like to get your name so I can just write a report for my boss. I was just talking to my boss on the phone. Can I get your information? I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to cite you for.
I'd
love to just write a report so that we're.
Are they
all on
gonna?
the same
Do they want to trespass me from this public sidewalk?
No, we're not going to trespass you.
All right. Can I just get my equipment and just leave then?
Yeah,
I've had enough of Costa Mesa.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do that.
All right.
Any more questions for me?
I'm gonna keep my hands up here. If you can reholster my taser, I will not touch it. Make sure you please latch it in there and secure it. I know you guys want to go home at night, and thank God nobody was out for a paid vacation today, or else I'd be laying here with bullets in me.
We don't do that. All right. Do you have anything else for me?
I'm just glad I'm free to go. All right.
Have a good day.
Pretty much it says during a detention, like you said, ruling police officer has a right to request identification during a valid detention.
You know what the HIVO is? I know that. My attorney knows that. That's the wrong case law, buddy.
2000. Okay, well.
You know why it's the wrong case law? Because the state in question had a stop and ID statute. So it's totally different than a state that does not have a stop and ID. Look into it, please, please, please do. HIVO doesn't apply in California because we have no statute requiring somebody to identify themselves when detained.